Hi there, and a happy Thanksgiving to you. It's November 23rd, and time for Proverbs 23 for November 23rd. Let's jump over there and we'll get right into it. It's interesting that this comes up in here for Thanksgiving Day. When you sit to dine with a ruler, consider carefully what is before you or who is before you. And put a knife to your throat if you are a man of great appetite. Do not desire his delicacies, for it is deceptive food. Now, a lot of rulers in the day. I know Queen Elizabeth, when she had people for a meal, you did not start eating until she started eating. And when she finished eating, you were done. No matter what, everybody puts their silverware down and they're finished when the queen is finished. So, yeah, you don't want to be a man of great appetite. It's a glutton. So, consider that today of all days. You're sitting with somebody important. Little bits. And don't out-eat the ruler. Don't out-eat the person there. Looks bad. Makes you look bad. So, yeah. Verse 4, do not worry yourself to gain wealth. Cease from your consideration of it. Do not weary yourself to gain wealth. Cease from your consideration of it, or your understanding of it. Yes. So, there's a lot of places we talk about where he doesn't say to get rich with money. He's always with knowledge and wisdom. Verse 5a. Okay. 4 is kind of 5 is kind of a continuation of 4. So, all right. So we'll start with 4 again. Do not worry yourself to gain wealth. See from your consideration of it. When you set your eyes on it, it is gone. For wealth certainly makes itself wings like an eagle that flies toward the heavens. See that? That's kind of cool when you put it together. Ask anybody who's won large amounts of money. It's gone now. Where's it at? I don't know. Do you have anything to show for it? No. All right, cool. Gone. Do not eat the bread of a selfish man or desire his delicacies. All right. For as he thinks within himself, so he is. He says to you, eat and drink, but his heart is not with you. You will vomit up the morsel you have eaten and waste your compliments. Wow. There you go. We can highlight that all together, huh? We'll make that all pink. I'll read that all together. 6, 7, and 8. Do not eat the bread of a selfish man or desire his delicacies. For as he thinks within himself, so is he. He says to you, eat and drink, but his heart is not with you. You will vomit up the morsel you have eaten and waste your compliments. I swear I did not set this to take place right on Thanksgiving, but it's just amazing, and all this food stuff and eating other people's food. Well, it just kind of jumps out there at you, don't it? Verse 9, do not speak in the hearing of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. All right. Some people don't want to hear anything you say. They just do not want to hear the truth. Their ears are closed. Verse 10, do not move the ancient boundary or go into the fields of the fatherless. A lot of that going on. For their Redeemer is strong. He will plead their case against you. Yeah. This goes together too. And we missed it. Okay. Do not move the ancient boundary or go into the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is strong. He will plead their case against you. Okay. Apply your heart to discipline and your ears to words of knowledge. Do not hold back discipline from the child. Although you strike him with the rod, he will not die. Oh, I love that. That should be on the same page, huh? Do not hold back the discipline of this child. Although you strike him with the rod, he will not die. You shall strike him with the rod and rescue his soul from Sheol or hell. Wow. Okay. If you spank your kids, they're not going to die. You'll actually rescue them from hell. You got that? It doesn't mean beat on them all the time, okay? My son, if your heart is wise, my own heart also will be glad, and my inmost being will rejoice when your lips speak what is right. Right. It feels good when your kids speak right, when they're grown. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but live in the fear of the Lord always. Right? Don't envy these rich people that don't know the Lord, because there's a big hole there and they never get it filled. Surely there is a future, and your hope will not be cut off. There you go. Verse 19, listen, my son, and be wise, and direct your heart in the way. Do not be with heavy drinkers of wine, or with gluttonous eaters of meat. Yeah, stay away from those big people that eat too much, drink too much. For the heavy drinker and the glutton will come to poverty, and drowsiness will clothe one in rags. Listen to your father who begot you, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Buy truth, and do not sell it. Get wisdom and instruction and understanding. The father of the righteous will greatly rejoice, and when he sires a wise son, will be glad in him. He who sires a wise son will be glad in him. Right. I am. Let your father and mother be glad, and let her rejoice who gave birth to you. Yeah, make your parents proud. You got that? Give me your heart, my son, and let your eyes delight in my ways. Cool. For a harlot is a deep pit, and an adulterous woman is a narrow well. Surely she lurks as a robber, and increases the faithless among men. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has contentions? Who has complaining? Who has wounds without cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those who linger over wine, those who go to taste mixed wine, or search out. Do not look on the wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup, when it goes down smoothly. At the last it bites like a serpent and stings like a viper. Alcohol ruined a lot of people. Your eyes will see strange things, and your mind will utter perverse things. And you will be like one who lies down in the middle of the sea, or like one who lies down atop of the mast. They struck me, but I did not become ill. They beat me, but I did not know it. When will I awake? I will seek another drink. Right. Now, this whole thing is about alcoholism, okay? And there was a problem with it. Even back then, there was a problem with it. I'll make that orange. Okay. So, and we can go over that since we're at the end of Proverbs 23, verses 29 through 35. This is about alcoholism, and it was a problem back then. There wasn't much else to do. Right? Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has contentions? Who has complaining? Who has wounds without cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those who linger long over wine, or they go to taste mixed wine, or any kind of strong drink, beer, alcohol. Do not look on the wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup, when it goes down smoothly. At the last, it bites like a serpent and stings like a viper. Your eyes will see strange things when you're drunk, right? And your mind will utter perverse things when you're drunk. And you will be like one who lies down in the middle of the sea, falling down drunk, or one who lies down on top of a mast, or literally on top of a lookout. And you say things like, they struck me, but I did not become ill. They beat me, but I did not know it. When shall I awake? I will seek another drink. Again, when they're passed out drunk and all these dreams, and you wake up and you just want another drink. Okay? That's amazing. So let's go back to the beginning now and get the stuff we highlighted. Okay, Thanksgiving verses. When you sit down to dine with a ruler, consider carefully what is before you, or who, and put a knife to your throat if you are a man of great appetite. Do not desire his delicacies, for it is deceptive food. deceptive food. Verse 4, do not worry yourself to gain wealth. Cease from your consideration of it. When you set your eyes on it, it is gone. For wealth certainly makes itself wings like an eagle and flies toward the heavens. Right? Don't you set your eyes on wealth and money, because it's just fleeting. They say it's fleeting and it'll go away. It always does. Wisdom, knowledge, they don't go away. They're in here. More Thanksgiving verses, 6 through 8. Do not eat the bread of a selfish man or desire his delicacies. For as he thinks within himself, so he is. He says to you, eat and drink, but his heart is not with you. You will vomit up the morsel you have eaten and waste your compliments. All right? There are some people that they're just selfish, in themselves. And, hey, eat, drink, and they're thinking, and you can tell they're going, what you eating my stuff and my food, and it'll come back to bite you. Yeah. Okay, verse 10 and 11. Do not move the ancient boundary or go into the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is strong, and he will plead their case against you. God will plead your case against you. You get that? Stealing other people's property. And it happens all the time. Somebody moves a boundary, My own neighbor, moved a boundary. Like, he thinks, I don't argue it because it's just woods, I live in the woods. And he thinks these woods are mine and they're not yours. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, if I ever sell my woods, the truth will come out. But, people do things just because it makes them feel good inside themselves, that they actually did something. It's kind of crazy. 13, this is important. Do not hold back discipline from the child. Although you strike him with the rod, he will not die. You shall strike him with the rod and rescue his soul from Sheol or hell. So, spank your kids. Don't beat them to death, okay? That's when I spank my kids, I let them know that was something that was going to cause you to get a swat. I swatted them once, okay? One swat is all it takes with a paddle, okay? And they knew that right after they got a swat with that paddle that they were going to get a hug from me. So I swatted them. I said, price is paid. Now give me a hug. And they would. It was never a problem. My kids grew up wonderful. Okay? Respectful, knowledgeable. They're all three of them are just great kids. Old. They got their own kids now. So, yeah. So, yeah. Beat your kids. And we didn't highlight anything else in here, which is amazing. Okay. And we went over 29 through 35. Okay. Alcoholics Creed. So, there you have it. Proverbs 23 for Thanksgiving Day, 2023, November 23rd. It's interesting how the food verses and stuff just came up in there. That's amazing. So, but have a great Thanksgiving. Be thankful. Don't, if you're giving food, give it freely. Don't ever say anything like, do you know how much it cost me to make that? I mean, don't. That spoils it. Okay? Give freely. Praise God. Be thankful. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.